In this video, I'll be teaching you how to do the biggest crowd pleaser of them all, the double backflip. To a lot of people, this trick is a pretty big milestone in their trampoline journey, and for good reason. Even though a double backflip is a relatively easy double flip as far as technique goes, getting over the fear for it is a whole other story. It can be like having to relearn the backflip with the same mental battle all over again. But don't worry, as I said, the trick itself is actually pretty easy, and today I'll be taking you through it step by step so that you can learn it safely and confidently. Before you go to learn the double backflip, you should obviously already have perfect technique and be extremely comfortable with single backflips. The more variations you know, the better, but make sure that you can at least do them tucked, open, and laid out, and that you're able to see and spot really well through the entire flip. Something that isn't mandatory, but still could be quite helpful, is being able to do a standing backflip on flat ground. Not only is this one more backflip variation that you know, but it also helps you build your rotation speed, technique, and confidence. That if you can make it around once on hard ground, you could most definitely make it around twice on a trampoline if you jumped as high as you could. This can be pretty comforting to have in the back of your head when you go to learn the double backflip. We'll soon get into how to do it, but first, one more thing that could help minimize the fear for this trick is to just learn other, less scary double flips first, like the double Misty 9 or a double side flip, in both of which you can't land on your head, but still get the feel for how it is to flip twice before landing. To start working your way towards a double, warm up with some very high and slow open backflips, almost laid out. Make sure you're in full control and can see and spot really well all the way through. From here, the next step would be to break through the double flip barrier. This is essentially a mental block that most beginner to intermediate athletes have built up over time, where your body simply won't allow you to keep rotating after a full flip. Because before you learn double flips, over-rotating is associated with falling and crashing. We'll break through this barrier by learning a 1/4 backflip by over-rotating a single flip and landing in a backdrop. Begin with just doing the open backy you did before. Land on your feet, and from there, go straight into a backdrop. Now, to ease into the 1/4 backflip to backdrop, we can learn the 1/4 backflip to seat drop first. Again, do the open flip, but this time when you can spot the trampoline beneath you, pull your legs in a little early and land in the seat drop. Once this feels comfortable, you can start going for the backdrop by setting a high open flip, and once you can spot the landing, pull in your legs to a somewhat tucked position and aim to land on the middle part of your back. Remember to brace your neck to avoid whiplash, as you'll be coming down with more force than in a normal backdrop. Think about trying to push your chin into your chest. Now you need to practice this step a lot, with the goal of it being to get your brain super used to the idea that it's okay to keep rotating past one flip. Start incorporating a small tuck to your 1/4 backflip, and once this is starting to feel natural, we can move on to the next drill, which would be a 1/4 backflip to a pullover. Do your 1/4 backflip, and when you land on your back, keep your tuck and continue the rotation into a pullover. From here, you can start to progressively decrease the height for the purpose of building your rotation speed by rotating faster and faster the lower you go. But keep practicing the really high ones too. The more fluid you can get this motion, the better it simulates what a double backflip feels like. Now we've come to the hardest part of the double backflip, which is just going for it. After the 1/4 backflip to pullover, there aren't actually any more drills you could do without going over your head twice. What you could do at this point though is to head to a trampoline or gymnastic center that has a foam pit or airbag and practice your double backflip there. Another method to practice it a bit more safely is to put a mattress on your trampoline. When you do go for it, there are a couple of things to think of. Jump high, higher than you would for a single backflip. Wind up slightly with your arms behind yourself, and when you take off, swing your arms up to your ears and jump straight up, keeping your eyes looking forward just like you would for a single backflip. A mentally hard part of learning a double backflip is to be patient before going for your tuck and not rushing the set. Once you do go for the tuck, however, make sure that you're driving your knees up to your shoulders and that you're not reaching down towards them with your arms. Once you get your tuck, you can pull your knees apart to speed up the rotation even more. Keep your head neutral during the double flip. Even if it's tempting, looking back too early can really throw everything off. The first time you do it, you'll probably end up landing on your knees or all fours. This is perfectly fine. Celebrate it. You just did your first double backflip. When you go and try to land it, a great tip is to hold on to the tuck for slightly longer than you think you need, so that you get into a position which you can land from. Finally, once you flipped over twice and you're starting to come upright, look back for the landing and stomp it. Let this trick take the time it needs to come to you naturally. Rushing into something you're not comfortable with usually doesn't end well. It's a mentally challenging trick, so make sure to put a lot of time and reps to the drills that I showed earlier, and be patient with it. But know that once you finally get it, it will be the best feeling ever. Now on to some of the most common mistakes and problems you might have with it outside of the ones I've mentioned already. The first common mistake is tucking too loose. A lot of people go for their tuck very high on their knees, which leads to a very open and loose body position. This is not only unstable, but also slows you down drastically. To fix this, make sure that you're grabbing your shins about halfway down and really pull them in towards you, making your body as small as possible. The second mistake is looking for the landing way too early by letting go of your knees and arching backwards. This just puts you in unnecessary risk of landing on your head. To fix this, simply don't do it and keep tucking for a little longer than you think you need, just like I mentioned earlier. And that's it for the double backflip. If you found this video helpful, feel free to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future tutorials. If you have any problems I didn't mention in the video, leave it in the comments and I'll help you from there. Thanks for watching and see you next time.